pros and cons to learning how to cut your own hair. So I'm gonna get straight into it, but before I do, you guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. So let's get straight into it. So I learned how to cut my own hair during COVID. You know, everything was on lockdown. You couldn't get to the barber. I was going bald. As you guys can see, I'm bald right now. I just got done giving myself a fresh bald head haircut, lining my beard up and all of those good things as well. So let's get straight into this information. What are the pros of learning how to cut your own hair? So first and foremost, you're gonna save a lot of money, okay? So before I started cutting my hair myself, back in, 2020, 2021, the barber that I was going to, he was charging me $35 per haircut. That's to cut my hair down to an almost bald level and to line my beard up and to clean up my neck area and all of those good things. $35. So the way that I look at it, if I were to cut my hair every week myself, which it will be easier said than done for me to do that. We'll talk about that later in the video, stick around. So just imagine if I paid myself $35 a week, which is what my barber used to charge me when he cut my hair. You do the math on that, 35 per week, that's about $2,000. That comes out to $1,800 something right there. So you're saving about $2,000 per year just learning how to cut your own hair. And that's me, and that's just the price that I was paying my barber. Maybe you pay your barber $50, $100 per haircut, whatever, you know, whatever you're paying him. Just do the math on that and times it by 52 weeks. So that's the first pro right there. You're gonna save a lot of money, okay? The second pro behind learning how to cut your own hair yourself is that you're gonna save a lot of time as well. You know, so don't get me wrong, you're gonna spend time cutting your hair and getting into how you like it and all of those good things. But what I mean by save time, you no longer have to schedule a barbershop appointment. You don't have to work based off of their schedule. You can just do it based off of your schedule. Like right now, it's the middle of the night. It's really late at night. Of course, there's no barbershops open. I've got church in the morning. So hey, I'm just down here cutting my own hair in my own convenient time here for free, you know, doing it exactly how I want it, taking my time and all of those good things. So that's the second pro right there. Now, the third pro that I would say behind learning how to cut your hair yourself. So the first one is, you know, you save a lot of money. The second one is you save a lot of time, okay? Now the third pro is just the freedom. It's just the freedom of knowing how to cut your own hair. You can do it at any given time. You don't have to work based off of anybody's schedule. Do it whenever you want. You know, sometimes I get lazy. I don't feel like doing it. It's easier said than done. You know, I've got a life outside of just cutting my hair, you know, as we all do. You know, I've got a family, got a job, thankfully, and all of those good things. So it's easier said than done to just come down here and just say, oh man, I know how to cut my own hair. I know how to line my own beard up. I'm just about to do it. You know, sometimes I can get a little lazy, just speaking for myself. But I feel like those are the three pros right there. Money, okay, save money, time, and then you also have the freedom as well. But now, also, one that I just thought about now is the skill. You know, you learn a new skill. So I learned how to cut my hair bald. I feel like I do a great job. I line my beard up. I feel like it could be a little bit more crispy, but hey, I'm not a professional barber by any means. I'm not professional at all, you know, but I like the outcome. I've learned how to cut it and all of those good things. So you learn a new skill, you know. Maybe you'll get comfortable enough to cut somebody else's hair. Maybe you have kids, you can cut their hair. Maybe you have some friends or some family members, you can cut their hair. I've cut my dad's hair before, just based off of the skill that I learned cutting my own hair. I've cut my son's hair before, based off of the skill that I learned. So those are the four pros. Save money, save time, freedom, and then you learn a new skill. 4 pros. Now, I want to talk about the con. I know it's at least one, but it may be 2 cons to this. Now, you've been looking at the con this whole time, one of them. So one of the cons of learning how to cut your own hair, let me zoom in here. You see this? You see all that hair on my shirt here? Got a lot on my, well, I swept some, I got most of it off of my neck and off of my face and all of that, off of my head and all that good stuff. But you see all of that, all those loose hairs there? And I'm bald. You know, you can scroll through the rest of my videos here and see how my haircut looks before I cut it, you know. I'm just bald, so I can only imagine somebody who has a lot more hair than me. So right now I got hair all over my shirt, all over my necklace here, all inside my shirt. I can feel it. It's on my sweatpants here. It's on my socks that I'm wearing. You know, I just got hair all over my socks. It's all over the sink right now. Okay, it's all over the floor. It's all over some of my supplies that I'm using here in the bathroom. I mean, you can't see it in this video, but right below here is a sink. I've got all my supplies here, you know, my clippers, all that stuff that I use to cut my hair. It's all right here, and it's kind of covered in hair. So I would say that that's the main con behind learning how to cut your own hair, because I do not feel like getting all this hair up, even though I did this haircut for free. I could have went and paid my barber $35. That's what he used to charge me back in, what was that, 2020, 2021, whatever year that was. I would only imagine nowadays with inflation and just how the market is, how the economy is, no knock on him, but it's probably at least $50 now, you know, to clean your beard up, clean up your neck, line it up, all that good stuff, give you a nice bald haircut. You know, it's probably at least $50. And plus you leave a tip, you know, you're looking at $55, $60, maybe even more than that, who knows, you know. So saving a lot of money, but at the same time, I do not feel like getting all this hair up, you know. Just keeping it real. This is just my personal experience. I've got to shake my shirt out. I've got to shake out my pants I'm wearing. I got to take my socks off, shake those out, get all those loose hairs off of there. Kind of, you know, use my little barber brush here to just knock off all these hairs. It's going to all go on the floor, all go on the sink. So, and that's just my body. That's just my shirt, my pants, my necklace, my socks, my body and all that. That's just that. Then, got to get the sink, clean that off, okay? Wipe off all that hair. Then, got to get the floor, sweep all that up, okay? And then I come back, I get a wet towel. I basically kind of like mop the floor, you know, with a wet towel, basically just to really get all those loose hairs up. But it's just nasty, you know what I'm saying? I don't want all those loose hairs all over the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? So, that's the con right there. I could have sworn there was a second one. The second one is the convenience. Now, don't get me wrong. It's 100% convenient because you have a total freedom to cut your hair, line your beard up, do whatever you're going to do whenever you want to. Before you go to work, before you go to church, before you go to see family, before you go to a social function or whatever, you know. But it's easier said than done, because even though you have that freedom, now you have to cut your hair, line it up, whatever you're gonna do. And I'm bald, so I can only imagine if you got a line and you know you got a full healthy hairline, you know, like I used to have. You know, you want to really be careful. You know, you want to line yourself up. You know, line up the sides, get nice and crispy and all that good stuff. And that takes time. You know, but a lot of times I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like squeezing in time. Like right now, I didn't really feel like cutting my hair down. I got church in the morning. I want to just go upstairs, lay down, go to sleep. It's like, so that's the second con right there. You know, it would be depending on what you got going on, it would be a lot easier to just make an appointment with my barber, go up there, you know, pay him whatever he's charging nowadays. He sweeps all the hairs off when I'm done. All I gotta do is leave and they sweep up all the hair. I don't gotta do no cleanup, you know? So, but then again, like I said earlier, with the pros, you have the freedom, you have the time, you can cut your hair anytime you want. You're free to cut it whenever you want. You don't have to work off the barber's schedule. You don't have to work off if he's not cutting at the moment or you can't find a barber or whatever. You have that total freedom. But I'm just keeping it real. A lot of times I don't feel like cutting my hair, even though I know how to do it. And I feel like I know how to do it well, you know? So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Feel free to leave any suggestions. Feel free to share your experience as well. What has been your experience with learning how to cut your own hair? Or are you thinking about possibly learning how to cut your own hair? Do you have any questions about it? I don't have all the answers, but I feel like I can answer at least a few basic questions on it. So that's my personal take on that. Pros and cons to learning how to cut your own hair. Peace out. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button though. Peace out. Thank you.